Coaster design is a difficult thing, and I'm going to go ahead and make it even more difficult by attempting to build a roller coaster backwards from the brake run. You know, this eliminates any chance of testing, accuracy, actually good layout ideas in favour of just praying and hoping you don't pull 7Gs on the first element. Oh, this isn't going to be very fun, is it? So, as a rule of thumb, we probably shouldn't build anything too long or particularly complex because we'll actually cock this up so badly. I'm thinking maybe to start off with, we could probably go for a new gen Vekoma, one of the shorter layouts. That sort of doesn't restrict us to elements and shaping and means that we can kind of just get something down. Oh my god, this is going to be awful because I'm not going to be able to test this thing at all. So I have to build the brake run first, so... Oh god, Oh my, what the hell is going on here? Are we going to have it turn into the brake run and then sort of try and fit our layout within this a sort of square shape maybe? Or yeah, I could probably see that being a good idea. And we'll just have the brake run go like this. So we need a 1 meter, we need a block, and then we need whatever brakes this coaster has available to it. Frictions only? Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use my new favourite technique, which is using an LSM holding section. Meaning that we can have nice LSM fins. Oh, not LSM fins, what are they called? Brake fins. So if we assume that that's how long we're going to need to slow this thing down, because it's going to be a fairly short layout with a high-speed launch. So if we want to aim for the launch to be about 60 miles an hour maybe, and that gives us a height of maybe 130 feet-ish. Oh god, this is actually going to be dreadful. I have no idea how the hell I'm going to do this. Let's have it do a little hop into the brakes, I think, before we start. So not too intense, because we don't want to kill anyone. We'll swing it to the left to try and compact this thing. I'm trying to think about how much speed it's going to have, and I think that looks okay in terms of shaping for an element of like this. Yeah, some kind of S-bend could be cool. Or a roll, maybe. Oh, I think a roll would be nice. Sort of does a really high-speed roll into the brake. Yeah, okay, I like that. So, assume it's going to have quite a lot of speed at this moment. Oh, this is actually kind of scary, to be honest. I have no idea how this is going to look. I also don't know how smooth this is going to be, because we won't be able to test it until we finished it. I actually already really like this ending, so I think this is definitely a winner in terms of the actual layout ending, which is pretty good. Yeah, I don't hate that. Actually, I kind of hate that. Cursed. Yeah, that's good. That's what we want. So after this, well, before this, trying to imagine what it would do. Maybe a sort of continuation of this turn, perhaps, and then it would sort of like fly through, do the roll, and then bank back out again. Yeah, okay, that's we could do that. Now, I need to remember that this is going to be faster than the thing that I've just built, so I need to account for this by trying to make my turns a bit wider on everything. I just don't know if it's going to flow very well, which is what's scaring me a little bit. Oh god, trying to make flowing elements backwards is incredibly difficult because I just don't know what to go before it. We'll have to have a vertical loop on this thing at some point. This, I'm assuming, is going to have quite a bit of speed. I actually quite like that. That looks pretty sick. Also, apologies if I sound a bit like dead. It's because I'm just recovering from a cold, so I sort of sound a bit miserable all the time. I'm actually not that bad, but, you know, don't want to sound like I'm, like, hating this. I mean, I'm not enjoying the premise of this, but the actual concept is quite fun. I'm not going to lie. What about a wraparound corkscrew? So, like, we get to the top of this, and then wait, so you go up here, invert, back down, and then that means we're going to need a really gentle radius here. It does seem a tad tall, I can't lie, and I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not, so widening this radius is going to mean that we're not going to pull like 7Gs. I mean, I don't want it to be slow, because obviously the way of doing this would be make all your elements really slow, and then you don't need to worry about it overspeeding, but that's dull, and we don't like dull. I want this to be a fast airtime hill, which is hence why I've built it lower than the other thing there. I honestly have no idea what this layout is doing. And I have just realized as well, I can't build the launch out the station and connect it up. I'm going to have to build it backward. I mean, I'm liking that I'm not just turning the same direction every time, which is sort of nice. I thought I'd have that issue. Again, we need to make sure that we're not going to kill anyone with G-force. So this needs to be like one of the widest turns, or not widest, but wider turns, because obviously it's going to be going a lot faster than I think the other turns we've had before it. So maybe like 10 degrees on the radius, 11 degrees on the radius would be okay, right. I'm not going to lie, I really like this track style as well. Something about the way that it looks when it's being built, it looks like very nice. Yeah, this isn't going horrendous. I hope it doesn't, you know, go to bed. It's throwing me off having to build the elements larger each time, because it makes me think that this thing isn't going to make it. In reality it is. This turn should be a good way of killing speed before we do our like hop into the brakes. I understand that I'm making this is quite an Intamin layout now that I'm thinking about it. I don't remember the last time I saw a Vekoma with a Stengel dive. Actually no, they do have them, I'm pretty sure, so this is fine. That is not 100 feet, but it's also 83 feet. And I don't hate it, because I feel like if it goes through that with a fair amount of speed, it's going to go through the rest of the layout with a fair amount of speed. So let's go with that. Yeah, I don't actually... Okay, I actually quite like this layout now. Didn't originally like it, but I do now. It's going to be a very short layout. If there's one thing I remember about loops is you got to make them not too curved, otherwise they're going to go like goofy in the middle. What else are we going to put on this thing? Because... Oh, I've just had an idea. What if we did... It launches up, curves, up to that top hat, curves down. Alright, I'm just going to build it, and then I'm going to see if it works. Because in my mind, this might work. We could do a half loop. Ooh, yeah. No, that could work. One of those, like, really tall... dive loops, which like goes like almost vertical. Not trying to base this shaping off of really anything at the moment, because I'm kind of going from memory here in terms of this layout. This layout isn't particularly compact because we have a massive open area here, but to be honest, it's sort of the best I can do at the moment. You just have a really big plaza area, I suppose, and then basically just all the rest of the layout. You could put a second launch in, but for the sake of this challenge, I think this is going to be the important part. Right, this is actually the most important part, because we need to attempt to not pull 7Gs. Right, so track level is 8 feet, and we need a slightly angled up launch of about 2 degrees. Alright, so if we go from here now, because we're only going to be placing like 1 or 2 things here, so... extend him, and then... Am I going to have to put 2 pieces down to do this? Yes, the answer was yes, I am. Alright, that curve is functional. It goes up, so I need to fix that. There we go. And, yep, there's a layout built backwards that might be okay. It's now time for the... I don't particularly want to do this, but I think we're going to have to. Let's give this thing its first test run. Let's try 60 miles per hour with a 9 meters per second squared launch. Actually, a bit more intense than that. Let's go 11. Let's test this and see if it sort of functions as it should. That's quite fast. That's okay. Already, I'm going to go ahead and lower the launch speed because we don't need that much speed, which is good. We only pulled like 3.6 there. I like the hold. Bit slow. This is good because all the speeds are fairly consistent, which means that this thing's just going to need to be slightly sped up. That's actually really good. So if we do 56, I think that might be the sweet spot. This might have worked. How's 56? Oh, that's good. It's intense now. But it's not too fast. Oh, geez, there. 3.7, that's really good. Pop of airtime there. Goes down the wraparound corkscrew nicely. 3.8, 4Gs. Through here. The roll. Quick, but not too quick. And hop into the brakes. That's gone really well, I can't lie. That is actually... I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I really like the pacing of that, because that... I need to give that an on-ride just for the on-ride thing. Because the actual way that it flows, despite the fact that all these elements are fairly tall, it's pretty good. I like it. It's nice. That's really... You know what? I'm actually very happy with that. So I'm going to quickly go into time-lapse mode, 2 meter, and put a couple of supports on the thing, and I'll meet back for some cinematics and the POV. So here it is. I added some vegetation, finished the custom supports, and basically presented this ride as a coaster. And to be honest, I'm really happy with how this has actually turned out. As I said, I wasn't really sure how, building a layout from the back was going to actually sort of work. But to be honest, it doesn't really, sound as bad as it is. Or sorry, it doesn't really play out as bad as it sounds, to be honest. Like... it's still layout. It's not the best layout that's in existence, but it's pretty normal. And to be honest, one thing I have noticed is it's definitely not as intense as, say, had I built something forwards, which makes me think that that's a big thing when it comes to building a layout backwards, is that you don't really risk the G-forces as much. You try and guess as best you can. Like, I think the top G-force on this is... well, it's 4.5, so I suppose that is a bit intense, but... it's a pretty good layout, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with it. And this is the first time I've done a Vekoma in for a while, so I've given it a custom launch track using some beams and things, and a couple of custom brake fins over here to sort of top it all off. And to be honest, I'm very happy with this one. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this challenge video. I hope you guys enjoyed and are looking forward to some more content in the future. Quick update, just wanted to say... the Nemesis video is still in the works, but it is coming, so don't think that it's gone. Just stay tuned for it, and I'll post more updates whenever it's finished. I'm going to have a couple more videos, I think, out in the coming weeks, just on some personal projects and some new things. I've got a couple of exciting things in the works, and maybe a couple more challenge videos. So yeah, if you liked this sort of... Well, I say this sort of video. If you have any suggestions for other challenge videos, leave them in the comments, and I'll get around to, seeing them and giving them a go. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll leave you with the cinematics and the POV of this ride, and I'll catch you all next time.